What's up, ladies? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I darken my roots on this 613 wig and how to cut a bob on a mannequin head. So by now you guys know my style. I like to show the wig that I'm going to be using, and today I'm using a 13 by 6 613 14-inch wig. This wig is made by the factory, not by me, but I do sell these, and I'm going to have a collection that's pre-made units, so you can purchase these units that are not customized and do all this stuff yourself, and it's going to be at a cheaper price. So please stay tuned for that. It'll be starting sometime in June. But as you can see, the wig is stretchy. It has 6 inches of parting space, adjustable straps, and combs, so it can be worn glueless if you add an elastic band. The hairline is pre-plucked, but I am going to do a little bit of plucking. But overall, this is a really nice lace. So the product that I'm going to use for coloring the roots is this. It's a brand called Sense. I've never used it before, so this is my first time on camera with you guys. Of course, developer, and then you're going to need your tools, a mixing bowl, a brush. I'm using a smaller brush because I'll be doing light strokes, as well as this spoolie brush, which is a trick you guys can do if you want to use light strokes, but I may or may not use it in this video. I can't remember. Next, I am going to put the wig on the mannequin head, and right now I just want to show you the parting area that it has. So it has about 2.5 to 3 inches on the sides, and then it has like 6 inches go all the way back towards the middle and across. So it has more parting space for a middle part, which is kind of why I like these bobs. This type of wig, because it's good for bobs and if you're just wearing middle parts or like not such a deep side part. So next, I'm just basically going to be emptying the contents into the bowl. I wanted to show you that I'm not using the whole entire container because you don't need it, and I'm actually not even going to be using all of this either. I'm actually going to be using just like a really little bit because I'm going to be doing like shadow roots. I don't want to do long 3-4 inch roots, just like really slight strokes, and you'll see that here. So in order to not stain your lace, you're going to make sure that you do very small sections like I'm doing now. And I'm actually, as you can see, I'm not even going really close towards the lace because you can comb the rest of that through. You don't want to press your brush on the lace because it will obviously stain the lace, okay? So here I'll just be doing my strokes, and then you'll see what it looks like towards the end. This is pretty much self-explanatory. If you've done a perm before, it's literally the same thing. Just make sure that you're doing smaller parting spaces so that you don't damage your lace. So as you can see, just very light strokes. Same thing, is super repetitive. Want to make sure you get right there on that track so that it blends in with the track behind it. Just that layer. You don't have to go deep into it. It's up to you if you want to. And then right now this is gray because it's processing, but after about 20 minutes to 30 minutes of processing, this is what it'll look like. So this is actually the darkest brown. It's actually not jet black, but you don't really want to use jet black on 613 hair. Use the darkest brown and it'll get you this look. So now that it's all dry, this is exactly what I wanted. It's a shadow root. It's not overpowering. It's not too much. I just washed it with regular shampoo. I did not tone or anything. The actual hair dye toned it a little bit when it washes, but you'll understand that if you ever use it or do this before. So perfect shadow rooting, and looks good to me. So this very next step is very important for those who like to cut. I have a lot of students who take my wig making classes, and they also want to learn how to cut bobs, and this is for someone who's never done it. This is literally dummy proof. Nobody watching this right now is a dummy. You guys are very smart, but this is like, you can't mess up if you do it this way. So I'm going to freeze frame really quick. What I'm showing you is this little V McDonald's line right here. This line is very important, and so is this mannequin. I only cut on this mannequin because it has the markings. So this mannequin is showing me the hairline all the way around, and as you can see, I'm going to adjust. So that small little black line in the back is the mannequin's hairline, and I'm going to line my wig up with that always. And then the line I have in the very front is the line where I'm going to put my lace, because your lace always comes about an inch in front of your hairline, if this makes sense to you, okay? So now I'm putting it at the top of my measuring tape, at the very top of the mannequin's head, and I'm going to pin it down, right? Easy, cool. This is step by step for people who've never done it before. As I pull my measuring tape down, I have a mark for 10 inches. So when I cut a wig that's 10 inches, that's where I'm going to be cutting the wig at. Then if I go down 2 more inches, the black part of the mannequin head is already 12 inches. So then I'll cut my wigs at 12 inches there. A 14-inch wig should get cut a little bit below it. But also going back to the 10-inch, I never cut all the way up there. I still do it about an 11-inch because when something sits on everyone's head, it can raise when people's head, it's kind of like someone's head is round, so it can raise a little bit. So you don't want to cut too short because then it'll be by their ear, if that makes sense. So that's a step-by-step guide for you to understand how and what inch to cut. So make your markings, get you a mannequin head. This is on Amazon. I like this mannequin head because also look, it has ears. So it tells me exactly where everything should go. It measures up super easy. I know that this in the back should meet right there because that's the back of the neck. I'm going to pin it down. All of these things help. The block canvas heads, some people can cut on those and you can, but this is my preference. Look at that, ear to ear. So I know that I'm directly in the middle. Everything just like lines up. So we're going to start to style. Before you cut, you're going to get your parting or where you want it to cut. So I'm going to part my unit on this side. And also another thing is make sure that your hair is flat ironed and straight before you cut. Even if you're going to be curling your bob, you want to cut it. You want to make sure that it's straight. And these are the basic tools that I'll be using. This is a razor comb you can find at your local beauty supply store. And then I have these scissors that I got from Sally's that I like to cut with. And we're going to be using this side of the razor comb, not the short side. The short side cuts it very blunt. The one with the actual longer comb side makes it, gives it more of a razor cut. All right, your very next important step. You're going to section off the area that you are not going to be cutting first. I'm doing an angled bob. You can also do this with a blunt bob, but you don't have to. I'll do another tutorial on a blunt bob. So at first you saw me section off one and that was too wide, right? Your neck is not that wide. If you start that wide, your whole bob is going to be wide. So you're going to section off another smaller portion, and that looks about like 3 inches wide. And you're going to start with your neck that way because you don't want a wide cut. Now I am starting at 14 inches of cutting. I'm only doing this for step by step for you guys, but normally I would have just started where I want it to go. But I want to show you how this looks, and I want to show you that if you're scared, start long. You don't have to go all the way up, and you can cut however you want. So you can also see you can go straight around if you want to do a blunt cut. If you want to do an angle, you're going to go down, right? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to angle it and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to end up going up, but I want to just show you how to slow down and take your time. So don't be afraid to cut. I know cutting is nervous, but I promise you, if you do it this way, you're going to get it right. I promise. So I'm going to let you guys just watch me cut. And again, now I'm going back because I want it a little bit shorter, and I'm going to shave off a little bit more. You can never go wrong with 12 inches. Promise you. Okay. And then your angle is always going to go down if you're going to angle it, or whatever the case may be. Always trim it up with your scissors to make sure that it's straight. Easy? I think so. So hopefully you guys understood what I was saying about the mannequin head. Again, you can cut on the block heads, but my first time cutting, it was terrible. Like, that wig was so chopped up, and I did it on a mannequin head. That was the block head, the GEX brand, and it was nothing like how it looked. It looked pretty on the mannequin, but it did not sit right. And then one day I cut a wig on someone's head, and and it looked really good. And I had this mannequin thrown over in the corner, which is not for making wigs, so I was like, whatever. And then I just accidentally put it on this mannequin head one day, and it lined up perfectly. I was like, what the F? what the freak? I was like, damn, I wonder if this, I should be cutting wigs on this. So then the next time I literally tried it and it came out perfect every single time, like every time. So this is the mannequin that I cut on. You can try it differently. Once you get these measurements, you can actually put this wig on your regular GEX brand and then make your markings too, and maybe that will still work, so you can see how it's supposed to sit. I'm just gonna stick with this, and I think that if you do this too, you'll be successful. So that's my spiel on that part. So I got a basic shape going. See, it's not beautiful right now, right? So calm down. But now I'm just gonna take my scissors and shape this up. I'm gonna leave the sides long, and I'm just gonna continue to do the same thing. I'm gonna inch up where I feel like need be. I'm just gonna inch up. I'm inching this up a little bit in the back, and then I'm gonna inch the sides up. Sides down, I'm sorry. And to give me more of an angle, and I'm just gonna cut. So this is gonna be your step-by-step guide on how to cut a bob if you've never cut a bob before on a mannequin head. And again, don't be afraid. Just start long and then trim up. If you have to, and this is your first time until you're comfortable, put the wig on and see where you're at. Like, put it on and like, oh, okay, this is to my shoulders, I want it shorter. Then go back to the mannequin head and do the same thing. Whatever you do, take your time. Don't be afraid. You're never going to be great if you do not continue to try. If you want to try with a cheap wig, that's great too. Go to the hair store, get something for whatever, order something on Amazon synthetic for whatever. Of course it's not going to curl and cut exactly the same, but you can get your feet wet. By the way, earlier I forgot to mention that little white towel that I put underneath. That's basically because the mannequin head was loose, and you want to put that on to give it like a tighter fit. And when you're cutting, you don't want anything wobbling or moving to the side, as you saw that it was more sturdy. So that's all that's for. Now that I'm done with the style that I want, I am going to use the same heat protectant spray that I always use in every video. I doubt I ever use another. I will try more for you guys, but I'm like a creature of habit, so I continue to do what I know. And I'm just basically using my flat iron to give it a super light bump. I'm not trying to, take it back to the 90s or anything. I just want to do a super light bump and then just go over everything, even though it's already been flat ironed before I cut. Next, I'll be taking my bed head and I'll be flattening the top of the lace with my hot comb, and I'm not going to overdo it because I want a little bit of volume, so I didn't go piece by piece like I usually do. Overall, this is it, and she's done. I'm going to put it on my mannequin head, and this is the final look. So cute. I may put this on for you guys in the next video to show you how I installed it, but it is bomb. Tell me what you think. Let me know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and shop Evalyn Rose. Thank you. Oh, and also comment down below what videos you would like for me to film next.